Recording in progress. All right, let me share my screen.
Welcome, everyone.
Yep. Okay, and please put in the chat that you can see my screen, gentlemen.
Yep.
I think you can see it.
All good.
Okay, what can you expect? Those of you that, and thank you so much. It's always really, really cool that I mean, maybe we're saying something right. But welcome to all of the people that are returning for more information. Those that are participating in the program and have bought the license and are doing well, we really appreciate it. Yeah, I think if we were making you mad, you wouldn't come back to see us. So you can expect about a 45-minute overview, plus an actual live system demonstration, and then follow that by Q&A. Again, just a little reminder, if you've got questions, put them in the Q&A. If you've got compliments, put them in the chat. That would be awesome. You're going to see a fully autonomous robotic crypto trader, and the things that I'm going to say, I'm going to try and keep it low key, but what you're going to see is head scratching moments. There are things that you're going to see in today's presentation that you'll never see anywhere else because it doesn't exist. This is an automated crypto trading platform that is, when I say autonomous, it is set it and forget it. And you're going to hear that a couple of times. But the star of the dish is Mr. Barsano will talk about, is the money management piece of the system, and it's enhanced with AI agents versus the things that you hear, AI bots and things, and we'll touch more on that. The system, as I said, does not exist anywhere else. It has a proven track record of 24, not a typo, 24 years of trading data, and you'll hear why, with over 3.5-year track record in the automated crypto market trading, with a proven track record of, here's your first head scratcher, triple-digit returns in an 80% crypto winter down market. Don't believe it until you see it, but you'll see it. No trading skills necessary. There is no learning curve for those people. What we found is there's a large group of people, probably 80% of the people out there that have heard this crypto thing, and of course with the new administration and all of those things that you're hearing, and go, geez, I'd really like to understand more and maybe even participate in the crypto market, but I have no clue how. Well, what you're going to see here requires no education. And we'd like to teach you as much as possible, and you'll learn a lot here. But there's no learning curve. So as you see and participate today, and we want you to be want to participate. The questions that we get are amazing. Ask. There's nothing to be shy about. We'll be providing some links to support emails, both from Financial Intelligence, which is Attila and I, supporting Crypto Casey, and then also for Ed Barsano's team, that you can ask questions. You'll be led by the hand if necessary. It is that we are rabid fans obsessing over your problems, not marital problems, but money problems, and the things that
marital problems. We can handle marital problems.
Well, you're going to cover you'll cover that advice. But ask yourself 3 questions. Does it work? Is it easy? And can I do it? Can you do it? And really, you'll be blown away, hopefully, by what you see. The payoff is you'll end up with more money at the end of the month instead of the opposite. More month at the end of money. I can tell you, I've personally been there. No more.
Not fun.
So, not fun. You're gonna see the opportunity to have your own personal money machine that works 24/7, 366. Yes, everybody says, what do you mean 366? It doesn't take leap year off either. 100% unattended once it's set up, and it's so easy. Even a caveman can do it. Is that what they used to say with Geico? So congratulations on owning your own personal trader that will cost you $3.19 a day, less than a cup of coffee a day, that automates part of your financial life. Yep, it sounds too good to be true, but just wait. So I call your attention before I turn it over to my partner, Attila. The disclaimer is this webinar is for information and educational purposes only. Nothing that we share with you today is intended or should be considered to be financial, legal, or tax advice. Mr. Barsano will touch on your marital issues if you need be, but with that, put your seatbelt on. You're going to see some great things, and thank you again for being here and your time and attention. Attila, take it away.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Edward, and thank you everybody for being here today. We got a nice crowd. And let me just start by giving you a real quick rundown of my background. I'm in Florida, 43 years, and mainly been in the world of financial services for most of my life. I don't want to bore you with the details, so let's fast forward to 2017, about November. A good friend of mine introduced me to a Bitcoin mining project. And I didn't know Bitcoin from a hole in the wall. I really had no idea what it was about. I had heard the name, but I didn't know what it was. And when I understood the basics, I loved the concept of sovereign money. You know, get rid of the go-between between me and somebody I want to do business with or send money to or receive money from. So I made money in that crypto mining project, but it didn't last long. It was out of Europe, and I didn't lose money, knock on wood. That's the main thing. So I caught the fever, though. I caught the fever for sure. I was hooked, but then life got in the way. Let's fast forward to September 2020, when I was in the right place at the right time, and I happened to dive in headfirst into this whole digital money revolution I'm talking about. You know, DePIN, I'm talking AI, I'm talking DeFi, blockchain, crypto, all of it rolled into one. And I just wanted to be a sponge and absorb as much as I could. And I learned pretty quick, but I listened to a ton of podcasters and YouTubers, a lot of reading, a lot of research. And before long, it made sense. And I developed my own portfolio, which is great. But I'm a cash flow guy. So we'll get to that in a minute. Now let's switch gears and explain how I met Mr. Barsano, our special guest today in 2012. First of all, a little bit of his background, and he could fill in the blanks, but after high school, he went in the Navy. They gave him two options. You could deliver mail or you could be a programmer. Well, he didn't know really what a programmer entailed, but he knew one thing. He didn't want to deliver mail. So that's the route he went. Thank you, Ed. Good choice. We're all here because of that decision. And I don't know how many years later he could tell us, but he ended up being, when he came out of the Navy, being one of the first 300 programmers hired by Microsoft Corporation, which is a big deal because in the 80s, the mid 80s, Microsoft was going up like a rocket. And they were working like 22-hour shifts and then sleeping 2 hours under the desk and repeating this daily. It was crazy. Great stories I heard back in 2012 when I first met Ed. But anyway, what happened was he was a rock star with them for 9 years, retired, very comfortable. But unfortunately, he got his clock cleaned in the 2000 stock market crash because he was involved in that game and he lost a large part of his wealth. And he said two things. He said, obviously, this is rigged against the average person. And number two, they're screwing with the wrong guy because I've got time, I'm bored, and I have knowledge of programming. He said, listen carefully now. He said, I'm going to level the playing field so that the masses, you and I, can trade the stock market without gambling and make money every day, every other day, every third day, whatever, on autopilot. In other words, 100% unattended. And he did just that in 2000. He developed the world's first fully robotic autonomous stock market trader for the average person. So here's how it worked. It took about 60 to 90 minutes back then to download. It was a little bit monotonous back then, tedious. But once you got it loaded and downloaded, you know, on Monday morning at 9:30, it turned itself on right before the stock market opened, traded for you all day long, taking profits, buying more stocks at a lower price. And then at the end of the day at 4 p.m. when the market closed, it closed down. This was the trader. And when I say 100% unattended, I mean, you could be on an airplane flying from San Diego to, you know, Newark, New Jersey, and this thing is just working for you, making money while you're flying. Pretty incredible for the year 2000. This is almost 25 years ago. So don't get me wrong now, the big boys on Wall Street already had something similar, but the average Tom, Dick, and Harry and Sally, no way, that wasn't available. So he brought this to the world. Now, I bought the trader in 2012 when I met Ed, and he joined forces at that time with the marketing company, and they sold $12 million worth of licenses in 2 years, which was pretty remarkable. And then he went back to being kind of riding solo, and in 2019 he sold out to a hedge fund who had previously purchased many licenses from Ed. And then he was once again bored, and several people along the way told him, why don't you make a trader for the crypto market? Well, now we switch gears a little bit to last March, almost a year ago. We're getting real close to almost the exact date. I had a little bit of a rough day at the office, and I'm sitting there going, okay, I got a great crypto portfolio, but how do I just keep my crypto earning more crypto? I subscribe to the Warren Buffett theory. Warren Buffett said many years ago, quite appropriately, if you're not making money while you sleep, you're going to work till you die. I say it a little bit differently. What I say is if your money's not making money on itself while you sleep, you're going to be grinding it out way much longer than you should be grinding it out. Okay. So basically what happened was I'm thinking to myself, how the heck can I just keep my crypto earning more crypto? And it took me a full day, but it hit me right between the eyes. The next day I thought, oh my gosh, I forgot about my buddy Ed Barsano. I'll bet my life on the fact that somewhere in the last 3 to 5 years, he has developed a trader for the crypto markets. I still had his phone number in my iPhone, so I tracked him down and we spoke for a while. Actually, we spoke for 3 hours. I bought the trader on the spot. And he said to me, he said, Attila, when I turn this thing on after 1 or 2 days, I realized this thing is the crypto market is light years ahead of the stock market. And the trader for crypto is light years ahead of the crypto trader. And he gave me 4 compelling reasons why. So this is real important. Listen carefully. First thing he said was crypto trades 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. And I'm like, you're right. That crypto's
stock trades.
Stock trades 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. Crypto market 24/7, 365. So I said, yeah, you got it right. Second thing he said was, Attila, you know as well as I do, any market that you trade, if you want to make money in trading, you absolutely have to have a lot of volatility, whether it's stocks, Forex, crypto, whatever. There's no asset class on planet Earth that has more volatility than crypto. I said, right again. The third thing he said was that it's not downloadable software anymore. He said, I made it web-based. So when I bought the trader on the spot during that conversation, I was literally trading live with just under $10,000 in under 10 minutes. I was blown away because trust me, that was a world of difference from what I experienced in 2012. And in 2012, that trader was awesome. So, but the best news is number 4. When he told me this, I was really convinced we got a tiger by the tail. And here's why. Over the last 4.5 years, I'm embarrassed to say I've lost over $100,000 in various blockchain crypto cash flow projects. I knew I was going to lose some money. I knew it was the wild, wild west. I knew we were early. I knew I was a guinea pig. I did not expect to lose that much. Obviously, I've made a lot more, but it hurts. So here's what he said to me. He said, Attila, I created an API connection to your own Coinbase or Kraken account. So you control your funds 1,000% of the time. I can't touch your money if I wanted to. And folks, that was music to my ears. That was really great to hear because what did that mean? That meant safety and security. And that is, I mean, we all hear about people losing money in these markets and various scams and rug pulls all the time. It's a new nascent industry. We are in this digital money revolution now compared to the internet revolution. It's like 1996. That's how early we still are. Folks, we don't even have regulation in the USA yet. That's how early we are. So things are going to happen when you're that early in a new asset class and things are going up and then they're going down and then they're going up, but it's coming. White House Summit this Friday, things are changing. So put your seatbelts on. But anyway, with that, I just want to say one last thing. Remember 2 things at the forefront of your mind. I want you to keep these 2 things at the forefront here as we move forward throughout this discussion. Number 1, when we say set it and forget it, we literally mean that. So let me give you an example. Let's say you purchased a license and you go live with $10,000 or 20 or whatever. And then you and your family take a 2 to 3 month trip overseas. and you don't have internet, you have no computer, you don't have no cell phone, you're just literally, you're on a safari, let's say, and you're in the middle of nowhere, no internet connection. This crypto robotic autonomous trader is making money for you it's running on Ed Barsano's servers. It's working. It's making money for you daily or every other day or every third day. Obviously, it's market dependent, okay? But you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to do anything. It's lit. So when we say set it and forget it, it's literal, okay? Number two, think about the magnitude of what this gentleman has created. He has leveled the playing field in the year 2000, where without anybody being an accredited investor, without anyone knowing a darn thing about trading of any kind, stocks nor crypto, without anybody knowing anything about back then the stock market, now the crypto market, without really knowing even that much or having to know that much about computers, you can now make money while you sleep with automation that has some AI in it. And we're going to discuss that in a minute. So it's really, no one's ever done that for the masses. So when you put the whole thing together and you look at the why this is so special and why Edward said, you can't get this anywhere else. You got a 25-year track record now. We're approaching 25 years. It's set it and forget it. It's proven. It has AI to maximize your profits. It's backed up on the servers. That's where it runs. It's web-based. It's all these things. You're safe. You control your money. Nothing like it. Now, I want to welcome and introduce Ed Barsano. Ed, like every week, we are blessed to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, thank you for inviting me. Man, that's a hell of an intro.
Hey, I got to.
You know, the biggest kick I got was, let's see, I'm gonna go on vacation where there's no internet or anything, no phones. I'm like, not me. No way.
No, you stay
You
put.
gotta be out of your mind. But that's okay, you know. I understand the point. So
Well,
thanks you.
I'm just trying to give an example, and I do have two major questions that are very common ones. But first, I want to ask you something I've never asked you before. When can we start saying 25 years experience? Because we keep
Oh,
saying 24. Do you know when you started in 2000? What month?
yeah, I remember when the market crashed in 2000.
What month was that?
I think that was April, in
Okay, so we're
April
coming up on
of
25. I think
2000.
we're close enough to April. We could say 25 years. So
Okay.
that's cool. Anyway, Ed, the biggest question we get, as most people that have been on this call before know, is they're confused about your robotic trader and what it has to offer with AI versus these terms that are thrown around real loosely out there, like AI bot, AI trading bot, crypto AI trading bot, that if they've only been around 1 or 2 years, but what
Yeah.
differentiates your system with AI from these terms that are thrown around so loosely and liberally in the marketplace?
Okay. Well, first, I've been doing AI since '89, my Microsoft days, and I never stopped doing AI. My original traders all had AI. I always had AI in my trader. I never bragged about it. You know, AI is a nice add-on to a trader, um,
Mm-hmm.
at least the way I use it. And you know, AI is a learning system. It can't, you know, and you've heard me say it probably all the time. AI can't tell you 1 + 1 is 2 when you
Right.
first turn it on. It just can't tell you anything. It's a learning system. You can't give AI rules. You can't say if this then that. Well, then that's programming. That's not AI.
Mm.
AI is a learning system. Like a baby, it has to learn things. And these new bots that are coming out, if they only just came out last year, well, then they're like a 2-year-old. And my AI bots have been out, or my AI has been learning for 25 years. And
Mm.
plus the auto traders, every robotic trader that when you sign up, you'll have your own executable running on our servers. And each trader writes to files every minute that the AI learns from. So can you imagine thousands of traders writing every minute terabytes of data? My AI is so smart, and I watched it get smart over the years. You can actually see how well it can predict whether a coin is going to go higher or lower in the next few minutes. And the percentage of accuracy, I watched it go from 30%, all the way to over 95% accuracy. So it's pretty remarkable. So, that's the main difference. These AI bots, I don't know if they're really real because they put AI in their names. Hey, look at me, I have an AI trader. I never said that. AI is a nice add-on. It's actually my AI is actually separate from the auto trader because it's way too big to put in the auto trader. The auto trader is 2.5 million lines of code already. I'm not
Mm.
going to put another 2.5 million lines of code in it. So the AI runs separately, and the robotic trader talks to the AI. Is the price going to go higher? Anytime the auto trader is ready to make a trade, a buy or a sell, it diverts to the AI and says, "What do you think? Do you agree with me?" And so that's how my AI works. I don't know what these other AIs are doing, and I don't even know really, like I said, there was no AI for 20 years, for 21 years. Before crypto came out, I was doing AI with the stock market. Where's my competitors? Where was the AI then? Nobody, there was none. There actually wasn't even any auto traders other than mine since 2000. And,
Gotcha.
I automated TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, MB Trading, Interactive Brokers, Auto Shares, and that's 5 of them, and probably another 5 smaller ones. So I automated a whole bunch of brokers. I was the only robotic trader in existence, for 21 years. And then all of a sudden, these bots came out, and they didn't come out for the stock market. They only came out for cryptos. I don't know why. Is crypto looking like it's the same thing? Cryptos and stocks are the same. The only difference is when it comes to cryptos, you said that you're going, it's like how it was in the 90s. I say how it was in the 40s and 50s and 60s. I mean, we are in the very beginning of something very big. I mean, this is like buying Gillette for 2 cents in the 40s. I mean, the opportunity now is off the map. But like I said, as far as AI goes, we're just, I mean,
Cool.
somebody sent me an email and said, "Hey, can you go look at this other AI bot?" So I clicked on it, and the first thing I saw is you can pick from 1 to 50 strategies. 50 strategies? You got 50 strategies? I got one, and we're all using it. I mean, there aren't 50 strategies to make money in the crypto market. I can't even imagine what they were, and how would you know which one to pick? So, I just don't buy any of it.
Gotcha.
Any of that AI talk out there. Uh,
Plus, the best thing I've heard you say is that you've been around 25 years doing this. I know you learned about AI in 1989, but with 25 years, that's like a 1 or 2 year old competing against the 25-year-old if it's
yeah.
machine learning, right?
Right. And AI has its own limitations, I mean, AI is a great tool. It's a great add-on, but it's not the star of the dish if you watch the cooking shows. I think Edward likes it when I mention that.
That's why I
For
mentioned
those
it
of
up
you,
front. That's
what's that?
why I mentioned it up front. You'll hear about
Oh,
the money management system is the star of the dish, not the AI.
yeah, the trader is the star of the dish. If for those of you who ever watched those Chop Champion shows on TV, they open up the basket and they pull out these ingredients and say this has to be the star of the dish. We got to, whatever you make has to have this in it, and it's got to, be the star. That the AI is not the star of the dish. The trader is the star of the dish. AI, it's a nice add-on. If you had a car and it had AI on it, I guess to make sure you don't go out of your lane or whatever, the star of the dish really is the car. It's doing a lot more than just making sure you stay in your lane.
Right.
The, that's a dumb
Good
example, but
example.
No, it's
Uh,
a good. Actually, it's a very valid example. That's great.
yeah. Ed, that's a great answer. So let's go to the second most common question, which is it's actually more of a misconception. So it comes down to money management, and your system is you'll talk about now what the start of the dish is, but the bottom line is people put 5,000, 10,000, $20,000 in live, and they're shocked almost. Some people, not everybody, because they get it. They hear what we say here, but they're shocked that all their money is not pulled in at once into the
oh
trader
yeah,
to be
right.
traded. We've got a question already from a gentleman that's asking about that. He's talking about already. He just started and he's already talking about how do I manually trade so more of my money can be used.
Don't do it.
It's like,
Don't do that.
don't do
Your
that,
money's
guys.
being used. Just because it's not buying coins doesn't mean it's not being used.
Can you
I
explain
mean,
that?
I'll explain it.
Yep. Before you do, there's another gentleman that says, I've been using the trader for less than a week. I've spread my assets evenly by percentage. He has 9 cryptos that he started with. We'll talk about that. The trader only seems to be trading about 10% of my assets. How come it doesn't do
Perfect.
larger purchases?
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect. You don't want to be in all at the top. Picture the people that went in 3 years ago when the crypto winter started in October of 21. Let's talk about Alchemy Pay, ACH. They went in all at 12 cents a share at the top 3 years ago. The coin dropped 80%. You want all your money in up here? Can
No.
you already see what's wrong with that? Because when it goes, the auto trader continuously takes money no matter where the price goes. While we're all the way down here at the bottom, I'm making a fortune. And everybody running an auto trader, we just keep buying and selling. Free money, baby. But if you're sitting here waiting for it to go all the way to 12 cents, good luck. You're going to be waiting a long time and you're going to be miserable. And I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. You're going to end up selling it all at a huge loss because you're going to get restless and you're not going to want to wait for it to go back to 12 cents. I wouldn't want to wait for it to go to 12 cents when it's sitting at 2 cents, but I don't mind watching it go up and down from 1 to 5 cents and just giving me all this free money. Can I show you a chart of Alchemy Pay while we're
Yeah,
at it
yeah.
for a second? I just brought this up. Actually, while you were talking, sorry, I wasn't listening to everything you were saying. But I just went to CoinMarketCap and I brought up this chart, of Alchemy Pay. And you can see where it was even a year ago. And remember, it was way up here, 3 years ago. But
The chart.
this is Alchemy Pay. And you can see all the free money we're taking. Every wiggle you see there is just free money. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Then it went up 100. It went up 100% here on that just 3 weeks ago, and a couple days later, it kicked up another 50% from there. Everything we bought. If you were holding anything in behind, you dumped it all there. You dumped it all here and you absolutely dumped it all there. But if you're waiting for it to go to 12 cents, well, that's way up here. So a buy and holder would just get killed. So you don't want to go all in. It's a huge mistake people are making. The amount of money you put in isn't the secret. You're not going to make the market move. And I think that's one of the misconceptions people have. They say, I want to be all in, I want to be all in. And let me tell you something, if you signed up last week, that market's been going down, down, down over the last week. I wouldn't want to be all in at all. I don't mind buying more on that drop. Let me bring up my trader real fast here. Maybe I can show what I'm talking about a little bit. We'll go back to this for a second. But what I care about is, that's not it. Here. What I care about is this, taking money every day.
You
That's
may
the secret.
you may need to unshare and then reshare because
Oh,
you may have
okay.
only shared one panel. We're still seeing okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it should work now.
All right. So you can see all this. This is trades today. Closed trades. That's a pretty nice day to start the day. But look at 3-3. No sells at all on the 3rd. That was a couple days ago.
All
No
buys.
sales at all. And a couple and then we had a few on 3-2. Well, a bunch on 3-2. Oh, but look, no sales from 228 after 228. Well, that's the last day of the month. So we didn't have any sales on 3-1 one day. We did a buy, but no sales. But you don't want to go all in. That's not the secret. The secret, picture a 7-Eleven. Are you really going to just, all right, shut down we don't want any other products in our store except potato chips. And we're going to put every dollar we have into those potato chips. That's not how you would run a 7-Eleven. There's no way. You would put other products in there, and you wouldn't put every dollar you own in those products. You got to pay your rent, your electricity, and you got all these other utilities and employees to pay. You always have to do proper money management. And the biggest thing here is, if I'm looking, when you first go in here, the reason you're reserving money is so that you could trade no matter where it goes. And that's where I have to go to this well,
Uh-huh.
this bucket in a well.
There you go.
I
Great.
mean, you have to, this is what makes it work for life. This is why I'm not even worried about where the market ever goes. It doesn't matter, because the auto trader is going to buy and sell. Now you're saying you want to go all in up here at the top. Okay, you're buying and selling and you're making all this money. But oh, look, now it went lower. Oh, sorry, you don't have any money to trade down here anymore because you put it all in up here.
Uh-huh.
You're dead already. You're
Yeah.
dead already. And that's how millions of people lose money. They go all in at the top and they keep thinking, oh, it's going to go higher. It's going to go higher. And they keep putting more, everything they have in. And look what it's doing. It's going lower.
Hmm.
It's going lower. If you're all in up here, you're just dead. Now, if the coin goes all the way back up there, if the price goes all the way back up, yeah, you're going to sell those. That's great. Well, you're not going to sell anything because you weren't in down here. You were only in up here because you put all your money in up there. The software makes sure it reserves enough money to trade in perpetuity, no matter where the price goes. That's from the top to the bottom. It doesn't matter where the price goes. Alchemy Pay went from 12 cents to 1 cent, which is all the way down here. And while it was doing that, I made, God, over 100%. Yeah, over 3 years, I made 300%.
Hmm.
But by the time it hit the bottom, you got all those wiggles, and you saw that chart. It shows you all those wiggles. You're just constantly taking money, but you have to reserve money. So don't think your money's not working for you though, because picture if you're building this toll booth. You're building a toll booth for when you first go in. And so that means that when the cars go through, they got to pay you, but you have to have a toll booth to get paid, right? You have to have shares to sell. The software is actually reserving enough money to buy it to build 25 more toll booths, is what I call it. So if the price goes down there, we'll build those toll booths. We don't need to build them up front. We don't need to buy a bunch of coins up front. We'll buy them. We'll build those toll booths when we get down there. Don't worry about it. But the money is being reserved for that. So, and I get that every single day, emails. People say, I want more in. Why is my auto trader only investing 10% of my money? You've only been on board 2 days, and your software, you're gonna it's gonna buy, but you buy and sell, you buy and sell. You don't just throw all your money in. That's the biggest mistake everybody makes. Millions of people out there actually don't trade. They only buy and then they sit on their coins. And I'm going to tell you, millions of people right now are so underwater right now from 3 years ago. They're just they're just dead. And I help everybody. I help so many people when they come on board. I help them really liquidate a lot of coins that are not moving, just dead money, and put it in stuff that is moving. And we'll talk about that. The
Yeah.
highest trade count report. I've got reports
Right.
that show the best movers, the
Yeah, I
ones that
always
are
tell
supposed to
I
trade.
always tell people this is a marathon. It's not a sprint, so don't just be patient, let the trader do its thing. You're not going to outsmart over 2.5 million lines of code over 25 years. This
No,
thing is optimized with data that Ed has been collecting through every trader that works every day over the years, 24 years plus. So, Ed, that's a great visual. Can we maybe go to your trader now? Because once we look at your trader,
sure.
a lot of questions come up automatically. There you go. Maybe you could talk about the light blue in the left area. Just talk
Over
about
here,
what's what on the left side. Yeah.
well, this shows the account value today's profits, and you can see today's profits here. That's 753, and you can see it down here.
Wait a minute. You started this account with about 200K back in December
Oh, yeah.
2021. Okay, good. Gotcha.
Yeah, right after the crypto winter started.
Yeah, literally.
Good for you.
Great. I mean, you would have thought I was the unluckiest guy in the world. I just released a robotic trader to the crypto market, and the market starts crashing, and it was not going to stop either. It went all the way down, man. It's like, and that's okay, because I just kept taking money the whole time. You can't
Yeah, so
stop this trader.
let's add some context to that. As I said up front, this is I told you you'd see it when I said scratch your head when I'm telling you that in an 80% crypto winter that this trader has returned triple digit returns in a crappy market.
You can see all the trades down here. It's just constant free money. Everything, every time you see profits here, these other ones are buys, and then the ones who have numbers are actual sells. We never sell at a loss. It's
Right.
just buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. I actually get people calling me on a big up day, and today's not a big up day. You can see 1.78%, 2.64. Not a big up day. Some
Pretty flat.
days, I mean, these are 20% moves.
Pretty
And
flat
people
day.
call me. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's a pretty flat day today.
Yeah, but we're still, even on a flat day, I had 3 closed positions.
There you go.
So,
There you go. Yeah.
but people call me on a big up day and they say, I want all my money in. Forget that money sitting on the sideline. They get restless. It's like you're doing 100% a year return. What do you want? What do you want? 6,000%? I can't make that happen. I'm
I mean,
not a
hey,
gambler.
that's
This is
almost as
not
much as
gambling.
that's almost as much as you can make in a CD or your bank savings account, right?
Yeah, right. 1% a year
Uh-huh.
or
Yeah.
5% junk. But people call me on big up days and they say, I want to be all in. And then I just simply explain, you do realize while I'm talking to them on the phone, you do realize that everything you're selling today was bought on a down day. So it's kind of funny. I mean, all these coins, like that you're selling these 2 days here on the third and the fourth and fifth were bought on the third. All this buying is what we just sold off. So I said, call me on a down day like the third and tell me you want to be all in. You never do. Nobody ever wants to be all in on a down day. If you want to go in on an up day, well, you've already missed it. The market's already up. What do you want? You don't know what it's going to do now. It could go down. It can go higher. You don't know what it's going to do. You're gambling. And anytime I hear people, I'm going to let you know ahead of time so you don't say it to me. I'm a risk taker. No, you're not. You're a gambler, man. Admit it. You're just gambling. And this is not gambling software. The software doesn't need to gamble. I felt like I was still talking on the phone.
Yeah, we wonder who you're actually talking to.
No, there's nobody there. But I'm just saying that you don't have to gamble. I've been watching it for 25 years and it's baffled me how society is gambling and I'm like I couldn't understand it. I mean, when I automated the market in 2000, I mean, I was in the market. Here's my knowledge of the stock market. I was at Microsoft. They gave us, all of us developers, buttloads of stock options. So you'd go into some developer's office and we'd be talking about something, but then you'd glance over at his computer, at his monitor, and he'd have his net worth on there. In all our office, we were all calculating our net worth as the prices of Microsoft stock were moving around. So that was my knowledge of stock. And then when I was always in the stock market, but I was just a buy and holder. But then in 2000, when we got that big crash, 2/3 of my money vaporized, or 60% of it vaporized. What percent is that? Okay.
66.
All right. So that's how much I lost
Hmm.
in that crash. And I said, you picked on the wrong guy, baby. I was already retired 5 years and I was bored to death. And I said, you picked on the wrong guy. I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to release auto traders to the public. I'm going to help the little guy. That's why the auto trader has a limit, a max limit that you can put in it of 2 million. And believe me, I got a lot of people that want to put more. They just have to get extra auto traders, because I didn't create this for the wealthy. I created this for the guy that's got $5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. I didn't
Awesome.
create it for the rich.
Well, you created it for those of us that want to be wealthy.
Yeah, for all of us who've been getting ripped off our whole life. And then, you believe me, I was in shock when I released the auto traders, and then I discovered everybody just wants to gamble all the way back in 2001. I'm like, what? Why are you gambling? Nobody's saying the market is, this isn't Vegas. Why would you say that? Why would you trade like that? It blew my mind that everybody was gambling. And it's because everybody's being taught the wrong stuff. They're actually being taught. They teach classes out there. The classes are being taught by people who don't even trade the stock market. That's the amazing thing. So they're not even in the market, and they're teaching a class, and they're just lying. And all the stuff they're teaching is all wrong. Stop loss is the #1 killer. You
Hey,
know,
Ed.
I bought it and it went down and I lost a bunch of money, and now I want to sell it all at a loss. Why would you do that? Go
Ed, we
ahead.
got somebody asking about open position P&L. Can you explain that column open? They don't understand the logic behind the open position
All
P&L.
right, these three columns go together here on the right.
Okay,
You have these, this is my open shares, and you see that minus 49,000. If I click on the plus over here on the ACH, I can actually see the individual lots that it bought. The most recent lot that I bought is up 1%. And the strategy set to sell it at 5%, a 5% increase, or 3%, I'm sorry.
great.
But I could click close and just take that $46, but I'm going to let the auto trader wait until it's up 3%. But the lot before it that I bought, it did close. It took 3%, $268. That was just this morning.
Hmm.
And then the lot before that is down 5%. So you can, and if I add up all these losers, because these are the ones that were bought at higher prices, and I was adding on the drops, but I was, as it was wiggling, I was taking these profits. So, if you add up all the positions, that the lots, the individual lots that I bought, I call them tow booths, each one of them. It adds up to this. I'm down that much, but in the profits that I took, in all these profits, if you add them up, I've actually taken 312, almost $313,000 of profits. So I have a
Hmm.
net profit of 263,000. So, and that's the way it works. This number, my open positions, is a number that can only go up and down, because based on the price of the coin as it fluctuates. But the closed positions never sells at a loss. It just keeps going higher and higher and higher for the rest of your life.
Mhm.
It's like throwing marbles in a jar, I like to say. You're just
Right,
going to watch them
and
go up.
remember, Ed, since this is a well-seasoned account, I mean, you have positions in there when the market was much higher. But
Each
those,
finger is one lot, and
right,
I've got lots of these, and it's
right,
beautiful.
yeah, but as you you know, you give the example of ACH, right? You had a whole bunch of positions, technically paper losses, but yeah, as we've been referring to it as inventory, right? When you had that one day, as you were showing the example, when it jumped up 100%, and then the next day it jumped up another 50%, you sold off a whole lot of
Oh
positions.
yeah. Me and every other client, because most people are all trading my three staple coins. I call them my staples that I will always trade. And it's a default coin. When you sign up, there's a default button. If you click it, it brings up these three symbols: ACH, GRT, that's Alchemy Pay, the graph, and Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu, actually, even though it's not a real, these other companies are multi-billion-dollar companies. They're huge. The Shiba Inu is, it's like one of the most widely held coins out there, like under Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Everybody wants Bitcoin. Well, everybody also wants Shiba Inu. The difference is Bitcoin won't go up 100% in one day. Shiba Inu, just last year, it went up 66% one day, and the very next day it went up another 100%. How beautiful is that? So those are my three staple coins. Everybody owns them. So picture when the market jumped 3 weeks ago, or maybe it was a month ago, when ACH, I think it was January 31st. Let's go down here to January 31st and see what happened. Or 30th, the 30th. Look at all these ACH. All these sales were all ACH on the 27th. Look at this, the 27th, just huge. All this free money. All those lots that I said I bought on the way down while it was wiggling. So while I was taking profits and I was accumulating lots because it kept going lower, all of a sudden I sold them all off within a couple of days. They were all gone. Just huge sales, just free money all the way. The home market to me is just free money. Again, I don't know why people are gambling when it's just free money.
Hey, Ed,
And I've always said I'm a programmer, not a therapist, because I really don't get it. I don't know. I'm not a teacher. I don't know I don't get it, and I never will. This is a therapy session for me, folks. This is
hey,
where
Ed,
I get I'm the client and you're the therapist, and you get to hear me rant.
hey, Ed, we got a question that comes in every single Zoom webinar we do, and it just came in literally 10 seconds ago. The question is, what is the typical ROI or recovery period of the initial cost? So we can't tell you. It's market dependent. We don't know what the market's going to do in the next hour. How can we? We're like Edward said,
Yeah.
we're not giving financial advice. There's no guarantees here. But what we can do is go to a tab that all of you could go to when you click on Casey's link. That will be in the chat very soon for you to click on if you want to buy the license. This is what you're going to see, and you can click on every one of these tabs before you make your buying decision. It's called DYOR, do your own research.
If you click on trade reports right here,
yeah,
it brings up this trade report
here we go.
of
Past
50
results.
traders.
Thank you.
And it's a typical, is that okay, Attila? Did I cut you off there? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
That's what I wanted you to show.
I think you wanted me to click on this. And what I do when people ask me, how much am I going to make? How much am I going to make? I mean, I don't know how much you're going to make. I don't know how much I'm going to make. But I feel comfortable that I'm going to make 100%.
Right.
Everybody seems to be doing that regardless of how much money you put in.
Well,
So
here's if I might interrupt you, somebody, since he put it in here, Paulie. So here's a live testimonial. He's had the trader for 25 days, put in $8,000. He's making about $20 per day, loving it, all caps. That may not seem like a lot, but times what is $20 times 365 days? It's $7,300 in 1 year on an $8,000 investment. It may not seem
in a down month. In a down month.
in a down month.
These coins drop 50%, 50 to 65%. That's a huge drop in 1 month. It's crazy. You would think if that was the stock market and the market dropped 50%, they'd be calling that a crash.
Right.
Instead, it's going on in the crypto market. We got this huge crash and nobody's saying anything. And the auto traders are still cranking out money like crazy.
Yeah, well, let me share the epiphany that I shared with you. Yeah, I think it was yesterday, or maybe it was last week. Is that when you hear about a bull market and a bear market, when you own the trader, the definition changes, right? What's a bear and a bull market? Bull market is when the market's going up and the prices are going up. Bear market is when the prices are going down. Not in the trader. The trader now defies gravity and definition. A bull market in this trader is high volatility. Every time it trades, it's a bull market. It doesn't matter where the price is going, whether it's up or down. A bear market in context of the trader is when there is very low volatility, very low trades. But geez, if you've been watching just in the past couple of weeks, it's been sky high one day, dropping like a rock the next day, sky high the next day. What do I always say, Attila? This trader eats volatility.
Yeah, high volatility is gold to a robotic trader, man. That's what I saw when you said when I turned on the crypto trader in 2021 when I first automated that market that you said within a couple days. No, it was as soon as I turned it on, man. I said, "Oh my God, I'm done with stocks, man." After 21 years of doing stocks, I said, "I am done with stocks, man. This is gold." And I feel, people were asking me to automate the crypto market all the way in 2017, but I was really busy entrenched in the stock market, and I kind of just blew them off. I'll be honest, I mean, those of you, if you're, it is what it is. I was really focused on the stocks.
Yeah.
But then after I sold off the trader that had downloadable software and 10 screens of things you could change, I sold that company, rewrote the software to be web-based, put all the 10 screens of things you could change, put it in the AI and said, you deal with all that. The auto trader now just chases money directly. We're not out here chasing indicators. We're not out here forecasting or predicting. I'm running a 7-Eleven without bricks and mortar. You put product on the shelf and you sell it at a higher price. And that's
Hey, Ed,
reality. And that's worked for 1,000 years and it works perfectly for the crypto market.
Yeah. Let me say thank you for Paulie for sharing that. And you've got another question, Paulie. We won't miss you at the end about how to incorporate a second trader. So with that, I'm sorry, Attila, go right ahead.
yeah, Ed, there's a question here from a newbie. Obviously, it's a good question for you to ask. Let me see. I just lost it. It is where did he go? Oh, shoot. Anyway, uh, somebody was asking, how come I also have ACH? I see that your trader, Ed, closed some ACH positions. Mine didn't. How come?
Well, it's based on when you bought it.
Yeah, it's
It's
Julian.
based on if I click on the ACH,
Yeah,
it
it's different.
depends on what if you have your trader right now, and I don't know who you are, just go
Julian.
click on the ACH, the plus over in this top left corner of ACH and look at your lot and then look at the one before it. You have two. I mean, you probably have more than that, but look here and see how much you're up because it's really based on we're all buying and selling at different times. We don't, somebody once said, what if everybody was running an auto trader? I mean, we're not throwing all orders don't go in at once. Your auto trader is a separate executable from everybody else's. It's
Yep.
based on at the instant you bought. Everyone else is buying at different times and based on the rules, there's pauses in there. There's all kinds of rules built into the trader that
Yeah.
really make it so unique. It's more than just I bought it here and it went up. No,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff in the code. It's 2.5 million lines of code
Yeah. It's
of
not a
tested, debugged code.
it's not a hedge fund where everybody's money is pooled and everybody's moves are the same. Everybody
No,
literally has their own trader working differently from the next guy. In fact, Ed, please confirm or deny this. I could buy a trader and Edward can be sitting next to me. We could both be trading the same coins and start them at the same time. Is it going to do exactly the same thing?
no.
No.
Because if you understand how the market works, there's only so many shares available at each price. I don't know if you guys know what a level 2 screen is. Everybody knows what the current price is. See this? That's called the best price. But this is like the best price. However, there's a bunch of offers above that and a bunch of offers below that. That's called the level 2 screen. So at this price, there may only be, for example, I'm going to just throw an example out, say one share available. And then Edward comes along and buys that share. Well, then Attila says he wants to sell. Well, that one's gone. The next price now is higher. So he's going to pay a different price than what Edward paid. Even if the orders went in right at the same time, there's only one share available. Only one of you can get it. Okay. So the prices are all different. I already did this years ago. I lined up 5 stock traders with the exact same strategy, same amount of money, and let them go and turned them on at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Within a week, you could not tell they were running the same strategy.
Wow.
They were
Interesting.
all over. The market is the Wild West.
Okay.
And, it's awesome. It's
That's
beautiful.
okay. Listen, and Julian came back and he said he checked, and you are correct, Ed. My next ACH lot will close at 0.027596. There you go.
The software literally told them when it's going to close. That's beautiful.
We
Yep.
told you, we
Yep.
told you,
Thank you.
we told everybody Ed is a genius. He's never
All right.
wrong. So
Yeah, but he won't accept it. So and you when you talk
I'm not a
look,
genius. I
look,
drink smart water.
and this segment brought to you by Smart Water. So when yeah, touch. Let me. I'm always bringing things to clarity when I have the same questions that probably a lot of people have. When you talk about the AI, even though you don't call it the star of the dish, and you'll explain how the AI works on the up and the down, but when you told it all of these 10 screens that you pushed off to the AI, what in clarity, there people are taught to look at, the traders or, six, what do you say, six screens in front of you. Everybody's looking for indicators and chasing ghosts and can never find it. You've you've assigned that job of all, what is it, 27 indicators?
Yes.
27 indicators. So the
To
AI
the
is
AI.
not the
Let
start
the
of
AI
this.
deal with that.
Right? Let it deal with it. Can you imagine trying to do it manually today
Well, you
without
would
a
have to have
trader?
27 monitors in front of you.
And
Picture
you'd have to be
27
able to
monitors.
calculate multiple million transactions a second.
And then what percent each indicator is up or down, and put all that together. That's like a human. You would need a huge brain. That's what AI is. And you can't do it. You
Well,
let
the
the
whole
AI deal with that, but that's a side note. The AI is actually a side note to the auto trader. The auto trader says, I'm ready to take profits. It's like I showed you down here. If I scroll down and find one, here, like this says profit goal reached. That means the price went up, and then the software said, I want to sell it and take this profit. But then it called the AI. See, it put the AI after it. That means the AI said, don't sell it yet. It's going higher. Hold on. So it goes higher and higher, and then it sells it, because then it calls the AI, and the AI no longer says it's going to go higher. You can see this one over here. It said, I want to take profit, but then the AI said, the AI didn't say it was going to go higher. So then it went and took it right away. So AI didn't interfere with that trade. So you can always see if AI is getting involved in a trade if there's an AI after it. Like this one said it was going to buy. When it was getting ready to buy on a drop, the AI said, hold on, don't buy it yet. It's going to go lower in the next few minutes. And the AI is phenomenally accurate. But you wouldn't trade. A trader is no good if it's just the AI, because AI can say it's going to go higher or it's going to go lower, but is it really going to go 3% higher or 3% lower? And then where's the money management come in? That's not AI, that's the auto trader. So there's really a marriage between the two that is necessary.
Yeah,
And
my
that's
my
where,
jokingly, right? You call it the chop champion. What is it? The star of the dish thing. So
yeah,
my analysis and looking at this and having experienced it and just making money in my sleep. I would argue that you've created that. What's your favorite dish? Lasagna. Let's say it's lasagna,
that's pretty
right?
good.
You've taken
I
you've
like
taken
spare ribs with sauerkraut.
all right, fine. You had to be an oddball, but let's spare ribs and sauerkraut. You've actually analyzed and broken down every ingredient in that recipe, and you've put it all together. Even though you say that the money management piece is, or the trader is the star of the dish, I would argue that you have made every ingredient perfect to make the whole recipe perfect. I mean, it blows my mind what we just covered 27 indicators that I don't even know what they are, right? But you don't need to know what they are,
Stochastics, MACD, relative strength index.
right? Don't
Get the
take me to
book.
school,
Anybody can get the book. Technical analysis from A to Z. Get the
right?
book.
Here's the
All right,
good news: you don't have to learn or know any of that.
okay, one last thing before
No.
we go to officially the Q&A section, which we're almost there.
Oh no, we're not in the Q&A session.
No, there's questions popping up on the, I'm answering questions. I'm typing in answers to people on the chat, but we've got like a whole bunch in the Q&A. But cover one more thing, Ed, before we go to that, and that is the highest trade counts. Because when you go to set up your trader, anybody could click on the default button and they come to the 3 coins that will automatically be put into their
Right.
trade, which is
And then there's other coins that might want to
there's
pick.
other ones
Add
you
a
can,
couple.
and let me say this before you start. You don't need to have, if you're trading with over $5,000, you don't need to have more than 3 to 5 coins. Somebody before said they have 9. That's overkill. The reason you're not seeing the returns you want to see is because you're too diluted. You don't need more than 3 to 5. The trader, Ed Barsano, he just showed his trader. That trader made him $889,000 in 3 years with 3 to 4 coins. The heck? Be smart, okay? So
Well, I work with people and we go over their coins and we look for them in here. And it's kind of like we can see if I look, this is a report that comes out once a month.
Yep. And before you go into that, go back to the front page where now what I'm going to do is I'm going to post in the chat Crypto Casey's exclusive link. When you get where did that front page go? So there you go. Click on
Me?
that link. Yes, that one right there. Stay right there for a second. So when you click on the link that I just put in there, which is don't just go to GoBabyTrade.com, use that link because it has an exclusive discount of $1,000 off the 3-year license attached to it. But that will take you to Crypto Casey's version of this screen, which you can find all of these reports before you make a decision to buy. We always tell people, right? It's not advice other than the advice that we're going to give you is go do your research. Don't pass on the gold that you're about to see.
Right. And let me explain how this report, the highest trade counts report works. And I mean, it comes out once a month. So this is the new one, March 1st. It's got the previous year's closes. How many trades, if you traded that coin, how many trades you would have got in an auto trader? Because this is specific to GoBabyTrade traders. How many profitable trades? Every trade is profitable. We never sell at a loss. How many trades you would have got with that coin? And the monthly average is 188 trades a month. And that's pure gold, man. I can't get over it. But like if you were looking for like Bitcoin might be a nice coin, to buy and hold, but look where it's at, all the way down on line 308. 300 trades, 307 trades in a year. I mean, you're never going to get Bitcoin to give you 100% return overnight because it would have to go to almost 200,000, which is crazy. These other coins, they'll give you 100% return or a 50% return and then drop 50% and they're all over. Or 24 trades on average per month. And look at the coins, GoBabyTrade clients don't trade this junk at the bottom. All these other coins that'll give you, all these blank spaces mean 0 trades that month. And here's 5 trades in a month, 1 trade in a month, 2 trades in a month. Let's go up back to the top where we belong. 356 trades, 18 trades, 15 is even low. WIF, its lowest month was 55 trades in 1 month.
And what do I call
Everything
this
else
report?
above that is even bigger.
What do I call this report?
You call it the $1 billion report.
There's a reason why I call that. This information, this compilation of data is not available anywhere else. And he's giving you this report for free before you even buy the license. And what
All
does that
3 of
mean?
these coins. Look at all 4 of these coins right here. WIF, Pepe, Bonk, Ondo. I mean, not one of them has the worst month Ondo has is 48 trades. Every other month's above that.
Okay, so let's take that worst case scenario. You always know that I like to add context to it. So if the trader is by default set to a 3% profit, yes?
Yes, that's
Okay.
the strategy's already in the system. Nobody has to
Right,
change anything. Put in your
right,
coin and
right.
watch it trade.
So you've got 48 trades, the worst month on what's that coin? Ondo. I actually own Ondo.
Me
Worst
too.
case scenario, right? 48 trades times 3%. That's 100 and that's the worst month. So in that month, if you owned it, you would have had 48 trades. That's 144% on your money on one coin in 1 month. Where now, I mean, that's amazing in itself, but where else in the marketplace can you get data that you can study to decide what coins to participate in? Even outside this trader, nowhere, zero. This I would continue. It's a great research.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. You think that this can't be real.
Yeah. Well, and I said
And I've
that
been
goes
hearing
back.
that. I've heard that for 25 years. There's no way if that was real, there'd be no stock market. If that was real, if everybody had it, I've heard all the negative stuff. I've heard people say that there has to be a winner and a loser on every trade, and that's not true. If I want to buy a loaf of bread and I go to the store to buy it, I benefited because I bought the bread. The store benefited because I bought it. Same thing here. If everybody ran a GoBabyTrade auto trader, you're buying because it's your trader's buying because it's time to buy, and the guy that sold it to you or woman, the trader, you got to get our pronouns right. That's joke, little pronoun joke, woke joke. But when it's ready, you're buying it from somebody that's ready to sell it. So we all benefit. There's no losers in running auto traders. And there and you would never have to worry about if everybody in the world did this because everybody in the world won't. Go and talk to people. Everywhere I go, I talk crypto. I mean, if I'm in a bank, and they say, "Good morning, how are you?" I say, "Hey, crypto's up, I'm up." That's a nice thing to say in a bank, right?
Well, and to that point, Ed, right? Let me make this comment. It may sound corny, but everybody that is exposed to this here and in the future and in the past is at the right place at the right time. There is no other opportunity, no other system where it takes away all the gambling. The only way that you can lose money in this, there's two ways. If you own the trader, if you manually override the trader and tell it to buy or sell against all of the $2.5 million lines of code in it, that's the only way. The only other way is if
Oh
the
yeah, the manual. If
right,
somebody manually
right,
closes positions at a loss,
right.
some people do. You would be surprised.
Well, and the only other way is if the coin that you pick goes out of business, which you notice the reason why, and you can validate this, Ed, is Coinbase and Kraken were chosen because they're strong companies. Coinbase in itself, probably the largest exchange in the US, is a publicly traded company and only has 330-ish coins out of literally millions of coins you could trade that have been properly vetted, and they have a big reputation to protect. They're not going to put out and approve a coin to be traded on their platform that's a crap coin. So again,
Right.
manually
They've
trade,
never.
manually trade, you can blow yourself up. Coin goes out of business. Everything else is a trade forever profit platform, no matter where the price goes. Period.
All right,
Right. Well,
guys.
look what I added though to this report this month. I added because I'm always improving things.
Oh, the average.
This shows you each month how many trades it did last year. I added this column here, lowest month. So I don't have to go looking in here for what is the lowest, what is the lowest month it had, because I only want to trade the coins that really trade the absolute most. And with kind of a feeling of certainty, like this coin here, 59 trades. That's the lowest month it had all year,
Yeah,
which
from
is
an analysis perspective, this is a brilliant report. And people talk about it. You did
Hey,
mention that there were three default coins. How does somebody use this report to pick coins if they want to use the default? And we found, or you've shared that we found that people will go with the defaults that you have and then add maybe one or two of the top volatility coin.
Somewhere at the top here, right? Like, I mean, any of these, they're just, I kind of look at the lowest month, which is the 59, and then, but then 96 isn't as great as some of these other ones. If I, let me go back to this one where the report is. I like the monthly average though. I added that lowest month. I thought it would be a good thing to add. I just added that this month. And because I wanted to see without me having to go look out here to the right to find the lowest, the ones with the low. But then I still feel like I want these guys here. I want to see the monthly average. I only want the real big ones too. Like I can deal with this 38 trades. Let me just look here. Where did I see the 38 trades? Right here. Like SUI. A lot of people trade SUI. Here it is. It averages 107 trades a month. Its lowest month is 38. And then its next lowest is 42. But then look how it jumped to 90.
Well, even at its lowest, 38
So
times 3 is 38 times 3 is 114% on your money on that
yeah,
one.
but even if a couple low months, but then look at all the rest of these months. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I like that too. A lot of people trade SUI too. But that's what's nice about GoBabyTrade is we're all trading these top coins, the biggest movers. We're not trading this junk, virtual junk at the bottom. Look at all this. So some of you may want to just go to the report. I don't even care if you sign up. Use Crypto Casey's link. Go to the website. Click on the highest counts report, which is this, and search for your coins in here and see where they stand. Because if you're sitting on coins like this, it's kind of junky. 2 trades in a month, 3 trades, 5 trades. I don't want to own that coin. I don't even want to trade it.
Gentlemen, are you ready to jump into the questions?
We got to get to the questions, guys. We got limited time. We got to get to the
right.
questions.
Yep.
I'm going to take off my jacket.
Get ready. Flex your muscles.
I love question time.
Have some of your smart water and get ready.
I love question time.
All right. So first I want to answer Martina. I answered you via email already, but yes, you're correct on the code. And she's excited to go live soon today, or I think tomorrow she's going live. You have the right API code. So once you go live in the top left corner, Ed, if you could show your trader one more time in the top left corner, if it's done correctly, when you connect the API in red, it'll say connected to Coinbase. And then you'll see where it says in the top left light blue corner, it'll say live trading. Okay, so you'll see that in a
Yeah, I don't have that on here.
Oh, you don't?
On my account.
Okay, no problem. But anyway, good job, Martina. Also, everybody should know that when the API is connected to Coinbase, it does trade in Coinbase.
No, I can't go to it from my account.
Yep.
It does go to it trades, all the trades are made through Coinbase Advanced. The fees are lower. And the profits taken on the trader are shown net of fees. Those are net numbers. Okay, right. So that's posted. Yeah, it shows live trading, Ed, right there, top left. In the light blue. See that?
Oh yeah, that live trading, yeah. And we help you, we don't leave anybody hanging. If you just contact us, we'll help you go live, no problem.
Yeah.
Takes a couple minutes.
So before we get too deep in the questions, because we have both in the chat and it's been good, but it's a lot of volume both in the chat and in the Q&A. We have a ton of questions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put into the chat right now the 2 emails that I mentioned that I would put in there. So the first is RCT Marketing Systems, which is Attila and myself, that we can answer the general questions, really non-technical. A lot of them are getting answered here. And then if you've got any technical questions or need some help with actually walking through, there's a gentleman that asked if he would do an off Zoom. He's very interested, or could we do an off Zoom? He's very interested, but it has a couple of questions, probably has some personal information, so we can accommodate that as well. The support at GoBabyTrade.com is to Ed's group, team, and don't be shy. If we miss, particularly, and I'll apologize up front, we won't get to all of the questions. A lot of what we address, some people have asked questions early on, which I suggested as soon as you have the question, put it in. You're going to get to at about 4 or 5 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. You're going to get a link to the replay, which then you can watch it and address the questions maybe at a time that if you would come in after the questions were asked. But then any other questions that you have, particularly if we don't get to them today, put them in an email. Technical questions to supported GoBabyTrade, and then RCT supported RCT marketing systems for any other questions would be great. So with that, I hand it back to you.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead, Edward.
Okay.
Start with
All right.
first question or two.
Great. Jody says, hi, thanks for everything. Love the trader and so grateful to be part of this group. We love you too. Thank you. She has a question, still confused on a couple of things. I'm going to shoot them all out, Ed, if you want to address them in collective. So it all is based on it looks like settings. So system calculates equal funds between trades and system calculator equal shares, right? And which option should my trader be set on?
The default.
Right.
The default setting.
Okay.
Whatever the default was. What is the default setting on
I think so bring up that screen, and then I think it's selection number 2.
I can't go to there. No, I'll go to it. No, I can. Yeah, I have to disconnect for a second and reload that page. Sorry.
No worries.
The auto trader times out.
That's all right. Well, you're finding that gentleman's asking where are the servers hosted?
In a co-location center.
Very highly secure.
Arizona.
Right. Very highly secure co-location center.
I'm like AT&T in there. I mean, my racks of servers. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, here. Come on, baby.
One gentleman says he loves the trader. He's had it for a very short time, and he's paid for it twice.
Yeah.
You bought 2 auto traders?
No, bought 1 auto trader, but made enough to pay for 2.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, it's just people ask, how much am I going to make? It's like, hey, whatever the market wants to give me, I'm taking. If I'm walking down the street and I see a $20 bill, I'm going to pick it up. If the next day, if I'm walking down the street and I see a $5 bill, am I going to pass it up? I'm going to pick that up too.
You got the analogies.
I know. Well, as a programmer, I've been programming for, as Attila likes to put it, 50 years. All right. It's just, I'm not bragging or anything, but my brain is wired that way, problem solving and, in a programmatic way.
Right.
When you tell me a problem, I can tell you how to automate that, and I've been doing it for so many years. I worked for nuclear engineering for the government. I programmed in the Navy 8 years.
That explains your unusual glow. Got it.
That's why I don't. That's why am I connected?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, you're there.
That's why I'm just so weird, I guess.
Is it radiation?
So when you mentioned go on vacation someplace where there's no internet, I couldn't even relate to that, man. My brain is just not, there's no way I'm going.
So Carol says this, I'm going to replace her word bot. This system is genius. Thanks, Carol. It's so much more than a bot.
Yeah. All right. You wanted to go to edit strategy.
Yes.
Okay. Come on, baby. This screen brings up a lot of data, so it takes 12 seconds. Okay. So you're talking about these down here.
Yes. I think the default is equal shares.
Right. So if you're buying on equal shares, that means the trader, when it's trading, it's buying the same number of shares on every trade. So if the market is going down and I'm buying the same number of shares at a lower price, I'm actually investing less money per trade in a down market. In an up market, if I'm buying the same number of shares and I'm paying a higher price, I'm investing more money. That's good in a bull market because you're investing more money in an up market because the market is trending higher. You want to invest less money when things are going down. And we are in a bull market. People don't realize that we are in a severe bull market right now.
Very
I
high
mean, the
volatility.
market
Remember, not
is
just prices going straight,
flying.
right?
Yeah, the price is going down is manipulation, all right? Because the senators and all the wealthy, we already know. I mean, come on. Trump is going to go to, there's a crypto symposium here this Friday going on. And he's going to be, now finally, they're going to be talking about what this administration is going to do for the crypto market. And that's when all that good news is going to start coming out. Up to now, all we've been hearing about is Elon Musk. Elon. And they've been hiding the whole crypto. He put 5 people in place, 5 powerful people that are going to make this crypto market rocket. He wants to pay the national debt off with crypto. Come on. And he's going to do it too, believe me. And so we're going to start hearing good news. And when all the good news starts coming out every day, the market's going to rocket. Okay. So, but right now, because we know that's coming, they lower the prices so the wealthy can get in at the lowest prices. Just like the bank stocks in 2008, they pushed them down to $1. All the little guys got out and the rich loaded up at $1. Then
Yep.
they rocketed those prices to $50.
The smart people buy on the lows, and that's exactly what this
And
trader
that's
does.
what's going on.
Right.
That's what's going
Right.
on right now. And we're
Well,
just trading away.
well,
It's like I'll trade down here. I'll buy more at a lower price.
you
But
talk
that's
about the
what's going on.
symposium. Talk about the symposium and good news that's coming out. I don't know whether you saw the headlines today, but Trump actually
No.
announced that there will be a crypto reserve, but the crypto reserve will have more than just Bitcoin in it. If I can remember, and this isn't advice, this is just news, but go look it up because the excitement is about ready to start. Cardano, XRP, um,
Ripple.
uh, Ripple, right? XRP,
Oh,
Bitcoin,
yeah, right.
and Ethereum, right? That is the first foray into setting up a crypto reserve. And I'm not saying go run out and buy them, but pay attention.
Yeah, the whole crypto space is in its infancy, man. We are at the beginning of something very it's
You'll
going to be bigger than anything we've ever seen.
Yep.
And I mean, and I ask people everywhere I go, if I walk into a UPS store to mail something, as I'm walking up to the teller, I'll say, "So how's your crypto doing?" Just throw that out there. You can do it. Do it. It
You
doesn't
probably
hurt.
rattle a lot of cages because if people, prior to people knowing about this, and we're still a very small community, right? And what does Attila say? Ed Barsano is the genius in programming all this, but he's not the marketer. That's where we've come in to help
I'm
because
not a marketer at all.
right,
And I'm
well,
not even trying to sell that guy in UPS and Auto Trader. I'm just taking a survey. And I'm going to tell you what 99% of the answer is. What's a crypto?
right.
And
Yep.
and I got to read more up on cryptos, and I don't understand blockchain. I don't know what blockchain has to do with it with
Well,
trading.
this is a great universe to learn and actually we're putting it together in the background, so we're going to put together a school community that everybody that is part of this community that participates in the trader, we're all working as Ed, I don't think you really touched on it today, but when you release the stock trader and still when you release the crypto trader, you get feedback from everybody that is in the community because what does that do? Somebody may see something from a different angle, but giving you that feedback, you then put it into action and it makes the trader better. So this is not
And I've
buy
been doing it
something.
25
Right,
years, learning from the
right.
people. Why do you think I have my Apple version 1 here?
Apple
My Apple,
iPad.
my
Yeah.
pad.
So this
I
is a
always have my
growing.
pad, and people, this is where people, because people do say that, I hear it sometimes, it's more of they're said in a pessimistic way. Well, if he's so rich, why does he share it with other people? Why doesn't he just go off? Yeah, right. You go and be retired for 5 years and tell me how great that is.
Well, let me translate your boredom into everybody else's benefit. And listen,
And I'm having
let me
fun.
let me translate your boredom into my benefit. Everybody else can take this for what it means. Literally, you putting this tool in my hands, which is why we're always so excited about sharing this with people. I can't get to enough people to give them the information to do their own research on this. You have changed the financial trajectory and the legacy that I'm creating for my family by putting this and being bored and creating something and making something from the common person. I'm not a billionaire. I'm not a millionaire. With this trader, I got a chance.
These settings are already all set by default. You don't have to change anything. I raised this one to 1,000. It says take this amount if reached because based on the size of the account, it's just there's so much in there. I don't want it to hit, but the default is $100. Other than that, the settings are already set. You don't have to change anything. I've made it as easy as possible.
As Attila said at the beginning, some of us are old enough to remember a guy that by the name of Ron Popeil. That was the set it and forget it guy. He had the little pocket fisherman and he had the rotisserie thing. Literally, as Attila said several times, this is literally a buy it, plug it in, fund it, and then set it and forget it. No manual manipulation necessary.
And
Now, back.
watch it on your cell phone.
And just going back to we haven't put it out yet. We've not made any decisions, but we're putting together a school community that trades ideas and trades experiences because we want everybody to prosper, right? So
Cool.
very good.
Go ahead, Edward.
Anonymous says I have Kraken. What are the disadvantages over Coinbase? I don't know whether there's a disadvantage other than Coinbase offers a lot more coins.
Well, there's one other one. There's one other one, and that is the fact that on Coinbase, you could put your funds into USD or USDC. On Kraken, it's only USD. So if you're like me and Edward and I, we like to stay in crypto. So if you're in crypto and your money's in USDC, the trader connects and all the trades are made out of USDC, which is a stable coin, which is a crypto. When the profits go back in there, you're still in crypto. I feel there's an advantage to that. Wink, wink. Go ahead. Next question.
Okay, Thomas, if I pull profits out of my Coinbase account, is it a requirement to subtract the amount from my current profit save page? If I don't subtract it, how will it affect the trading?
All right, what'll happen is say you take $100,000 out of your Coinbase account. Say I did. The account value is going to drop by $100,000. So the auto trader already is going to have 100,000 less to work with, right? Because the account value just dropped. Your cash went down 100,000. But if I don't remove it from my current profits, it's gonna remove it again. It's gonna subtract that from the cash also. So if I want to take it out of here also, I'm going to go minus 100,000. And so to take out that 100,000 out of here, otherwise you're double taking it out. And the purpose of the profit saved is so the auto trader won't use that money. See, I like to save my profits, so you can go out and do things with it, and you can also put it all back in when the market is trending, when the trend turns up, so yeah, there's a benefit to subtracting it out of here also.
Okay, Alan, Alan Schultz, refer to the chat, and that's where the support email is at.
Yep.
Now, that's coming to me, but I'm hitting the road. I'm leaving the country, so it might be Edward getting back to you. But we'll get back to you relatively quick. He's got to go to a doctor's office, but he wants to talk post-meeting. And
Okay.
I know you have a 5 o'clock appointment, so maybe after 6. after 7, you could get back to Alan. We'll discuss it tonight.
Yep. I just posted the email, both emails again for support. So great.
Okay, thanks, Alan. I got your message. Very good. After 7.
Yeah, so Chris asks a question I don't think we've addressed before. I want to move my Coinbase Cash funds from USD to USDC. Is there a specific way of doing that without disrupting
Yes.
GoBabyTrade?
Yes, it's the easiest thing in the world. To the right of USD, there are 3 dots. All you do is click on that dot, and literally one of the options says, convert to USDC. It's seamless and there's no cost.
And the software will automatically see it and start using USDC. It'll start trading with USDC. You can only do that on Coinbase. That won't work on Kraken. You have to use USD in Kraken.
Right. Next
Okay.
one, Edward.
Next one. Awesome.
Pilot to co-pilot.
Yep. Working on it. Finding a question. Does this solution support Coinbase Advanced profiles? Yes. When you connect the trader, it automatically connects to via Coinbase Advanced.
Yes, actually, some people do that. They create a profile for is that what it's called? Profile?
Not sure.
In Coinbase.
Oh,
Portfolio. No, it's called a
portfolio.
portfolio. Right. Yeah, in Coinbase Advanced, you can create a portfolio and you can just put USDC in that name that portfolio something like GoBabyTrade or something, and just put USDC in there and tell the auto trader what coins to trade, and then the software will do all the buying and selling. That's another thing. It works best if you just give it USDC and let it do the buying and selling. What happens when a new client comes on board sometimes is they're sitting on way too much of a coin, and then they say, I want to trade that coin. Well, what happens then is that coin is really what I call top heavy. It's got way more money in it than what the auto trader would be trading, because remember, if the software can start with just the cash, it does the money management so it can divide up that money so it can trade in perpetuity. If you come in with a big bucket of one coin, then what happens is there's not much money to trade the coin and you don't have very much cash. Some people come in with no cash, with no USDC at all, and they just have the coins, and then the software has to sell the coin to get the cash so that it can trade. Otherwise, it's just sitting on it.
Right.
It has to wait until it either goes up or you manually close the coin, and then the software can use the funds to trade properly. Money management is real important.
That's the key. Patrick says, I really want to get a second license for a self-directed IRA. If that's in the form of a question, you can open up a Coinbase Prime account, and it allows you to do self-directed IRAs. That's really, really important. I've had a lot of people in the financial industry, actual financial advisors, come to me and go, what can this do for my clients that have self-directed IRAs? Well, it can do amazing things. They just need to open up a Coinbase Prime account.
And going back to those portfolios, sometimes I have some families that have a husband, a wife, and 2 kids, and they have 4 auto traders.
Right.
But they're only doing it in one Coinbase account because they created 4 portfolios, and each auto trader can talk to it to a different.
That's great reminder. Paulie, I told you we get back to you on this. Your second question was, I really want to buy another auto trader, but I don't know how to connect it. Right. You can create portfolios within, just like I was saying, within your Coinbase account, and you can buy another auto trader for your wife, for your girlfriend, for your kids, whatever the case may be.
Your wife and your girlfriend.
Easy there.
That's a joke. Bad joke.
Actually, it's funny. I was just checking some the support email that we gave out for questions there, and
Yes.
I got one from Liz, and she says, "Do you all have teaching webinars that are live to take questions? I thought I heard you did on Wednesdays." Blah blah blah. Well, guess what? we're thinking of doing a little bit of well, what do we call it, Edward? Just an interactive chat room so people can exchange ideas and ask questions. But really, when you think about it, after your first 5 to 10 minutes and you're set up, you don't need to be trained on anything because you don't need to do anything.
Right.
This is
Yeah,
what this is what's so hard for people to comprehend. There's nothing
you are
for
gonna know this system so fast.
Yep. But if you like people like we do, I mentioned the school. If you've not heard of the platform, SKOOL, we're putting together a learning center, if you will, in the background, so it gives people the ability to communicate and be as a community. Everybody in this, because go back to the comments we've all made. Ed said it best. We are in the infancy of this asset class, right? There's, as we know, there's all of these other things that people ask us questions all the time. What about Ed Barsano is the marital guy, so all those questions, please send to support at GoBabyTrade. But there are a lot of people that ask about, okay, am I making all this money? What do I do? How does it affect my taxes? What is it? How does it affect me legally? We can't answer those questions, but we can give references to people and resources that we know. And part of this community is going to have those resources in there. So it's going to be, I don't want to say a one-stop shop, but we're going to make it comprehensive so that everybody of like mind that wants to continue about this, to learn about this asset class and the advancements on a daily basis. We already know that Mr. Barsano doesn't take vacations. So all he's doing is making improvements in who he is, what he does, and what he's brought to the masses, which is to continue to improve. So
I can program from anywhere.
all right, well,
You
but
notice these trades down here, they were these things, all this money came in while I was sleeping.
look at the times. I'm guessing you weren't up programming at 4:15 and
No, I
36.
was sleeping.
Yep. Well, we tell people it makes money in their sleep. So a couple more questions. Can
But
profits be
before you go on, you keep
Yes.
mentioning the marital. I'm the marital man. I'm going to give one piece of marital advice.
Just say yes.
You can't be partway in a marriage. I've been married 43 years and I discovered this. You can't be partway in. You got to be all in. You're either all in or you're all out. There's none of this partway in a marriage. And I found out the best way to do it is just do it her way. That's a joke, but anyways, you want to make her happy anyways. I want my wife to be happy all the time.
Hey, there's a question that's popping up more than once now. So let me address this. And the question is this: will the auto trader use existing crypto assets to trade? So this is a little bit of a tricky one. But here's the answer: yes. But let me explain. You're better, like Ed just said 10 minutes ago, you're best off putting your monies that you want the trader to trade into USDC on Coinbase because you're staying in crypto. However, let's say you identify a coin that is called like Ondo, like we spoke about before, and you already own Ondo in Coinbase. It's sitting there, and you typed into the trader under your settings that you want Ondo to be one of the coins that you could leave it there on Coinbase. The trader will pull in that coin. Conversely, if you don't want the trader to pull in a coin, let's say you still want to buy and hold, but you do want the trader to also trade it, you want to do both, then move whatever you don't want the trader to trade off of Coinbase to another exchange, centralized or decentralized, it doesn't matter, and then just put your resources into USDC and identify Ondo as one of the coins that you want the trader to trade.
That's only if you own Ondo and you want to trade part of it, but not the other part. Most
Correct.
people don't do that. Either you're going to trade the whole coin. The one thing I notice a lot of people do is they'll put in XRP for Ripple and they'll uncheck the allow sell up here. So they'll uncheck that and then they'll say spread funds equally.
And that's almost a form of dollar cost averaging. You're just allowing it to buy at any price.
You're letting it buy on the wiggles, but you're accumulating shares. You're
Right.
not letting it sell anything off. And a lot of people actually do that. And so when, when when XRP ran a few months ago from 31 cents to $3, people made a fortune. I mean, they made a fortune, but they didn't sell any of the coins.
Right.
They were sitting on all that and it just jumped. And they didn't sell any off, so they're just accumulating. But
Good.
either way, if you were trading it, you still made a fortune. You bought it at 30 cents and sold it at $3.
Okay, William.
Okay.
William says, I'm interested in reinvesting my profits to grow my account. I know there's an option to manage profits. Can that be explained?
Well, up here, percent of profits to save. I like to save my profits, and my wife and we debated over this for a year. All right. In her trader, she saved 100% of her profits. This is a few years ago. And I had mine set to, I want to reinvest it all as it's coming in, baby. But here's the deal. She actually, in a down market, she was saving all those profits, whereas I was just throwing all my profits into a black hole while the market was going down. So she had this big bucket of money, and I'm sitting there, with no saving, nothing in my save bucket. So I watched and I learned.
Well, you did say before, you just the easy way to do it is do it her way because she was right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we debated on it for a year. But yeah, it makes sense to save the profits. Let's wait, build up a bucket of money. Because if you don't, here's what happens. Take this $268. If I reinvest that, it's just going to split it all up and divide it up to how many so that it could trade it all the way down. It's really not going to give me that many more shares, especially depending on the amount of money you're trading with. You might make $5 a trade. Still adds up to 100% a year, so don't worry about that. But $5 profit divided up isn't. I would rather let it build up in your profits management.
Hmm.
Because when the market, look what happened in the last month. The coin prices dropped 50%, and you didn't have anything in your save bucket. So that means all your profits went into a down market.
Right.
So
Yep.
I prefer
Yeah.
the
Carol says,
default is to save 100% of your profits. But let
Carol
me
says
teach you.
compounding is good, but the strategy is that when it's a bull market, and by the way, we didn't mention this. This trader, by traditional bull and bear markets, has never seen a bull market yet.
Right.
When it does,
I released this thing in 2021 in a day, and the market started crashing. Like I'm the unluckiest guy in the world, but it turned
yep.
out I wasn't unlucky. It proved itself that it proved what it can do in a bear market. Now let's see. Hey, I'm no different than you. We're all in uncharted waters here. We know what it'll do in a bear market. I can't imagine what it's going to do in a bull market. This thing's going to kill it. So I'm excited.
Yep, everybody's excited. David, can you speak to the account balance window and how the numbers relate? I'm guessing that the account balance moves with the coin value change, not to be confused with actual trading with this system. The value may change while holding coins, but the number of coins remains the same. Correct question mark.
You lost me. I
Okay.
didn't understand that.
Once you
Where's the
explain,
account balance screen?
right, the account balance screen where you account value, I'm assuming that David's referring to. That's upper left, just under where it shows your account value, right? Your account value fluctuates based on the open positions that you have. The other two numbers, well, three, the profits taken today, the 30-day profit, and the total profit taken don't fluctuate. They just keep going higher.
Well, the 30-day profits will fluctuate because
Well, they will because every time it takes a trade, profitable trade, because there are no unprofitable trades, the 30-day number always rises.
right. And well, when you're looking at 30 days, it's a trailing 30 days.
Right.
So when you add one day on this side, you're taking off another day over here. I might have taken off. I might have had a $700 day that I just lopped off on at the end of that, the beginning of that 30 days, and I replaced it with a $30 day.
Almost like a moving average.
So this one could fluctuate.
Right.
This number here never goes down. It just goes higher for the rest of your life.
We've got time for 2 or 3 more questions. We've got Veronica. She's kind of a VIP. We've gone back and forth with many questions. She's asking, she owns the trader. What criteria does the trader use to determine what percentage of profits taken go in the bank? And then she adds versus back in the money management cycle.
The profits taken, the criteria that determines how much is going to be of the profits that's going to get saved and unused is this right here, percent of profits to save.
Yeah, she
Like
knows
some
that.
people can set that to 50%, and half the so then if I made 268, $134 would go into the save bucket. The other $134 would be put into the would be able to be used by the trader.
Yeah, so it's really based on what you identify. If you identify save 100%, it's all of it's going to your back, you know, the money goes and it stays in your Coinbase account.
That
So
whole 753 today is going straight into my current profit saved. It's increasing this number.
Right. I hope that makes sense, Veronica. If not, you could always email me, you know that. Brian, let's see, what else? I found Coinbase allows list turned off. Could not find online what I need to do.
Ed, you've got a your very first video on the front page. If you use the CryptoKC link that I sent, I'll put it in there again. That go to the blog, and the very first video is how to turn on your allow list. Please do that.
Oh, the allow list.
Right.
Right. That's security. Yeah, turn that on.
Yeah, that video's right there. It should be easy. It's under settings, I believe.
That's for security. Without that feature, without the allow list feature
turned on,
if somebody got into your account, and this goes for everybody, whether you have an auto trader or not, this is a Coinbase thing, an exchange thing. Without that turned on, if somebody got into your account, and you wouldn't know they were there until they cleaned out all your coins. But with that feature turned on, it stops transfers for 48 hours from the time the hacker tries to do a transfer. And then they give you a warning that that guy's trying to steal your coins, and you can delete his transfer. Every GoBabyTrade client turns that on.
Yep, and actually, you in the versions that someone signs up now, they go to the drop down menu on the top right hand side, and it shows.
It would be down here on your trader. It's not on mine.
Right, but yeah, do not pass.
But there's an option right above the log out that would say Coinbase allow list.
Yep.
That you would be able to click on. It takes you right to your Coinbase account.
Yep. Regardless of whether you choose to participate with the trader or not, go turn that on now. I know people personally that didn't know that was an option, and one day all their money was gone.
Right.
Right.
Brian's asking.
I've heard horror stories of before they got a GoBabyTrade account, people.
Hey,
cleaned
out. Brian's asking, I have 3 out of my 5 coins rules showing insufficient funds or max lots reached. Do I need to make adjustments?
Yes. Send email to support@gobabytrade.com and I'll help you.
Yeah, Brian, I hope you're not folks, do yourselves a big favor. When you buy the license, and you're set up and you're trading live, just forget you have the trader. Okay, just don't make any adjustments. We mentioned it about 30 minutes ago, the only way to blow yourselves up, if you start messing with those settings, that's the best way to blow yourself up. That's why it's set it and forget it. You don't have to do that. That's why I love this. I didn't want to learn how to trade. I don't want to know anything about making adjustments. I don't even know what the adjustments do. Okay.
Well, that's the important thing. Every setting in this system has a purpose. They're not just things where you just randomly change
But
things.
you took care of it already. You took care of it after 25 years of optimizing traders. You know where they need to be set for people to
Right.
optimize their profits. Now, obviously, if you're putting in an extraordinarily large amount of money into the trader, let's say you start with $250,000, I would give Ed Barsano a shout at support@GoBabyTrade.com and say,
Can't
look,
hurt.
it never hurts. I got a large amount of money in here. Are my settings optimized? But I mean, if it's less than that, I
No,
don't.
even 200, no, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you can call me if you have a $1,000 account. I don't care. I'll help you. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Everyone is equally important. I don't give any preference to anyone, and the trader doesn't know the difference. The trader doesn't know whether you got $250,000 in there or $250 in there.
Yep. Yeah.
Just
And
gonna trade based on
Brian's awesome. He's a big supporter and obviously is in the Go Baby Trade family. So Brian, yeah, just send an email to support at Go Baby Trade, and somebody from Ed's team will jump on and
actually, Brian, I know you already. So yeah, absolutely.
Cynthia,
Alan's asking, can you support more Kraken and Coinbase at the same time? If not, how hard is it to change between?
Well, I mean, if you move from Coinbase to Kraken, are you gonna move all your coins with you to Kraken? Because all your coins are sitting in Coinbase. So, I mean, we help people do that if you want to do that, or if you want to move from Kraken to Coinbase. We'll talk it out. Again, that's a question. If you want to do it, send me support@gobabytrade.com. We can help you do it.
Right. Alan's asking, can profits be automatically, I'm assuming, converted to more coins instead of cash? The profits, the system, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, and when there's a sale made and there's a profit taken, it goes back into USDC or USD, wherever you control those base funds. I don't think it can just compound into buying more of a position until the money management system tells you that it's the right thing to do, and then it does it automatically.
Yeah, when it goes back into USD or USDC, because the software is constantly doing those calculations.
Right. Very good. Very good.
let me ask one here. Cynthia is asking something. I'm not sure if she's asking it correctly, unless I'm confused, but it says, is this list by the best/biggest trades at the top? Do we go by the numbers list on the left to start with? Oh, she's talking about this list.
Yep.
The highest trade counts?
Depending on how it's sorted is the answer.
Do we go by the numbers list on the left to start with? Well, if
Well, I
you're
can tell you outright, the popular coins, I just highlighted them there. That's what a lot of people, these are the big movers.
Yeah. But when you first bring up this, and I posted the discount link. You can go look on the front page when you land on Casey's landing page. When you first pull up this list, it is sorted going by the left-hand column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And then you can manipulate it by
Which is the
price.
previous, this is
Right.
it's sorted by previous year's
Right.
close.
Right. That's the default.
And then the monthly average is the next, the highest trades per month. And then some people just grab the ones right off the top, but I can tell you the popular ones are these four right here.
Yeah,
Bonk, Peppy,
if
Hondo,
you're
and Suey.
if you're new and you're not sure, folks, always remember you've got that default button where you could just go right to the three that Ed Barsano's been very successfully using and trading with for the
Oh
last
yeah.
3.5.
Well, those are my staples.
Yeah.
I'm going to trade those even though if I want to add these, most people come on, they select the default three, ACH, GRT, and SHIB right off as soon as you sign up, that's right there. You're going to hit the default button. Then you're going to go over to the select currency screen, and you're going to, or the highest trade count report, and you're going to add these, like you could add 2 of these, you
Okay,
know.
let's move on. Let's take one or two more questions.
Yep. Let's
At
go.
3 minutes.
Yeah, Rocky. Rocky says I started the system, calls it a bot, but mid-February. Well, that's good. That's only two weeks ago with $10,000. Setting all three.
Straight down market, by the way, since then.
Right, ACH, Swifty, SWFTC, which is one of the highlighted ones, and Ondo. And I've made $270 thus far. How can I accelerate gains? How do I allocate larger positions? Now you're walking on. Now you're walking into working and blowing yourself up. Just let the system do what the system does.
I
Ed?
know. What is your goal? 6,000% a year return? Because you are doing fantastic. You just don't realize it. In a market that dropped 50%, you actually took profits. Throwing more money in is a gamble. But I
Or
mean, we can do it.
manipulating.
If you send email to support@gobabytrade.com, I have a pat answer that explains how to make it trade more.
All
You're
right,
just
folks.
going to increase the maximum number of lots, or decrease the number of lots.
Thank you, Ed. If we didn't get to your question, just send an email to support@GoBabyTrade. I'm sorry, support@rctmarketingsystems.com. You'll get Edward or myself, and we'll be happy to answer your question. Now, before I hand it over to Edward for him to show a scenario that could work for you or that could be you without any guarantees, but it's a hypothetical, really good example of earnings potential. I just want to say that you guys, you can't live 10 lifetimes and have the financial opportunity we have now in this digital money revolution. So buy and hold is one thing, but to be able to earn cash flow like this, weekly, daily, every other day, every third day, whatever, market dependent, is a real godsend. So, you could only work so hard. It's called elbow grease. You could work 18 hours a day, but your money's unemployed with TradFi. TradFi is traditional finance. So what I say is you got to give your money a job. And the best way to give your money a job is to employ the GoBabyTrade trader, and your money's job should be to multiply itself and earn money on itself. And there's no better way to do that than set it and forget it with something that's got 25 years, a 25-year track record from a genius with 50 years of programming experience. So take advantage of the $1,000 discount. If you want to pull the trigger, in the chat, you've got Crypto Casey's link that you could click on to buy the license, but also in her show notes on YouTube, that same link is there. So Edward, I'll turn it over to you to wrap up with your amazing example that's very realistic based on the last 3 years.
You mentioned something and I forgot. If you're a rabid follower of Crypto Casey and by chance you missed the fact that she agreed and showed up live, and it was an absolutely amazing event on February 12th, I'm going to post that video. It's on her channel, but I'm going to make it easy for you and repost it in the chat. It was very exciting. Not that this wasn't, but it was great to see the real live Crypto Casey. We
Yeah,
love working.
she is crazy smart, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I watch her videos, and there's so much to learn. If you really want to learn about the whole crypto ecosystem, all that, I don't think anybody knows more than she does.
Yeah, and let me say this: we chose her very, very carefully. Anybody that knows crypto, that there's a billion people out on YouTube and elsewhere that say they know everything about crypto. But what we love about Crypto Casey, and we've had long conversations, and we asked her how she got started in crypto, and she said, well, I just kind of took a chance. It was back in 2017 or 2018. She really didn't know much about it, but she was learning, and everything she learned, she was a sponge. But guess what? Then she, like Ed Barsano, wants to help everybody, right? As do we. So she started making videos of things that she learned and started sharing that with her audience and growing an audience to close to 750,000 people and growing. The reason why we chose her was because of that demeanor in wanting to help and serve others. We are Attila myself, Ed Barsano are rabid about wanting to help you solve your problem. And what is, can everybody, if I said raise your hand, even though I don't raise your hand, particularly in the chat, if I said to everybody, could you use more money at the end of the month? How many people would
Oh
say,
no.
"Oh no, I don't need any more"? Well, maybe you, Ed, but all the rest of us can profit from this. So, what I'll say to close in with Crypto Casey is we had a lot of people to choose from, a lot of people that are very knowledgeable, lots and lots that are very very technical. She tries to break it down so that the everyday person can understand what this market is. She does a wonderful job, and quite frankly, talk about an exclusive discount in the crypto space. We have, by our choosing, we have an exclusive relationship with her. We don't do this with anyone else in the crypto space. So if you're not a Rabbit fan, become a Rabbit fan. Follow her. Anybody that's new in the marketplace, watch her videos because she's absolutely brilliant. With that, I'm going to take you to, we always have questions, what can I make in this and what can I make in that? We gave you some examples. Um, let's get that school community open, Carol. Thank you. We will. We promise. You'll know about it. And Mark says, love Crypto Casey. So do we. And be on the lookout. She might be joining us again soon. So let me share my screen, and I'll go over a couple of real basic examples based on what people ask. What can I start with? Right. So can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So if you were
I can't speak for everybody, but I can see it.
all right, good. If you guys can see it, then everybody can see it. So if you were to take advantage of the $1,000 discount, the 3-year license is $34.99. Remember, at the beginning, I showed you some expectations. That's $3.19 a day. Pass up the coffee to automate part of your financial life and grow a legacy, right? I'm of the belief a good man grows a legacy, and woman, sorry, not grows a legacy for their children's children. So that's my personal path. So the $3,400 or $34.99, if you were to decide a starting amount of $2,500 was appropriate, then over a 3-year period, again, we mentioned this has never seen a bull market before, but in a bear market, again, traditional definitions of what bull and bear is, it already is. The definitions change inside the system. But if it were to repeat itself and then just do what it's done in a bear market over the last 3 years, if it did that for the next 3 years, you end up with a net profit in your sleep of over $16,000. If you were to go, well, if I'm making that, why would I ever not renew my subscription? If you renewed your subscription still over a 5-year period, if you're rolling that money in and not spending, and you can spend it, it's your money, then you end up with significantly more than that. And so we look at this. All this is the same, and it gives you a format to go do your own math, right? So $5,000 in is $40,000 in overall estimated account value. In theory, would be a $36,000 profit, and letting that roll compounded is $160. Now, if giving up a cup of coffee allows you to do that, sign me up. With that, I personally thank you so much, Ed. Thank you so much, Attila. I believe we provide so much value to people, and we're not going to force you to do anything. But this is really, really good information. I know it affects me personally in a very, very positive way. And a gentleman was talking about, he mentioned it to his wife and got scolded. Now she sees what's going on, and she's convinced. He didn't convince her. She's convinced that this will work for their family as well. So with that, you'll receive an email later on tomorrow afternoon that will have all the information. You're welcome to join us as Brian and others have joined us multiple. This is a community, so come back. I think I saw Carol said every time I show up, I learn something new. That's what we want. That's what we want. So with that, you'll get an email, you'll get a registration link that you can join us. This is a weekly meeting, a webinar where you can participate. You can go register for every one that we have. We'd happily welcome you, but please do stay in touch. Take this and interpret it, right? Go back to the 3 questions.
Yeah.
Does it work? Is it easy? And can I do it? If those answers are correct, then what are you waiting for?
Well, you could definitely do it because the trader does everything for you.
And is it easy? And can I do it? Yep. All I got to do is spend 10 minutes connecting the dots and let it go.
All right, guys, sorry unfortunately, we couldn't get to all the questions, but the 2 hours is a long time, so we want to respect everybody's time, but we'll see you next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'll be out of the country, but I'll be on the Zoom. And thank you for joining, everybody. And if you're ready to pull the trigger, you've got the link, Crypto Casey's link. And remember, DYOR, do your own research on that. When you click her link, you could go on any one of those tabs, and we encourage you to. So
absolutely.
Thank you for showing up again, Edward. Great job.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Good job.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Bye-bye.